Hi friends, I'm Mohan, founder of IASbaba. The intention behind making this video is to create more awareness about coronavirus. And with the increasing cases, there is a lot of false information that is going around, and people are panicking because of this. And finally, I cannot wind up this video without giving a few tips to UPSC aspirants or the takeaways of this discussion, and how will this help you in your preparation per se as well. Uh, Okay, coming to the present scenario, uh, there are there are more than 3 lakh people who have been affected with coronavirus and positive, who have been tested positive for the case, and more than 14,000 deaths have occurred because of this. And it's high time that we realize what's happening around us. Because, for example, if I take Italy for that matter, just in a matter of 4 weeks, that is in a matter of a month, the number of deaths rose from hundreds to thousands, and right now it is more than 5,000, and it is the highest hit country because of coronavirus. And in a span of just 24 hours, the number of death cases in Italy has crossed more than 600. So it is in stage 4. As per the information given by Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, India is right now in the second stage. There are 4 stages in pandemic. In the first stage, the cases are mostly imported from the affected countries. That is, a foreign national coming to the entering India and testing positive for it. That is the first stage. And in the second stage, that is the stage that we are in right now, where the foreign national coming in contact with the local person, and the local person being tested positive, and the local transmission happening from this positive cases is what we can see in the second stage. And in the third stage, the disease spreads rapidly within the community, and large sections of people get affected. And that is the reason the government has been taking so strict and stringent actions and stringent measures. And we, as responsible citizens, we have to abide with the government orders, because especially with a population like India, and with the present infrastructure in terms of ventilators that we have, it will be very difficult to provide ventilators for all the affected cases. And in the course of time, we might have more number of deaths. So it's my humble request that the next 2 weeks is so crucial for India, that we follow the government orders and take necessary precautionary measures, so that we don't reach stage 3. And in stage 4, the disease takes the shape of an epidemic, where there's no full stop to the number of deaths. The deaths happen in a very quick rate. For example, in Italy, where in just a span of 24 hours, there were more than 600 deaths that occurred. So Italy and China are in the stage for now. So what is coronavirus? So coronavirus is nothing but a group of virus that causes illness in humans or in animals. It is basically a respiratory infection, which can range from a common flu to the severest of the diseases like SARS, that is severe acute respiratory syndrome, or MERS, that is Middle East respiratory syndrome. So as I've already said, the number of deaths are increasing. The number of cases being tested positive is increasing. Now in India, it was just 394 yesterday, and today it is 414 number of cases tested positive, and we have had 7 deaths as well. There is also an increase in false information that's been circulated around. For example, a mosquito bite can spread coronavirus. It doesn't happen. So this is not my opinion. It is from the experts, that is doctors and health institutions, which have said it cannot be spread through a mosquito bite. Not treating yourself with antibiotics will have an impact on virus, because antibiotics basically works on a bacteria and not virus. Especially in India, many people believe that, and even in the recent survey that was taken, many people believe that it is summertime and the corona will not impact much. But if that was the case, then if you compare it with Singapore or Malaysia, or even Australia for that matter, which has hot humid conditions, and the corona thrived, and many deaths also happened. What I want to tell you here is, we shouldn't get misleaded by general perception. Always listen to the experts or authentic sources. Coronavirus being spread through pets, even that is not true, because till now no cases have been found. So pets are safe. Just that you can wear a mask. If you're not well, make sure that you wear a mask and you distance yourself from the pet, so that it does not get affected. The other myth that's going around is eating garlic. Eating garlic, of course, improves your immunity power, but it does not prevent you from coronavirus. Yeah, drinking alcohol or spraying alcohol on yourself will kill the coronavirus. That is not true. Once it has got into your body, no matter what, no matter how much you drink, it doesn't matter for corona. And there is also no specific vaccine that has been created till now, so please don't get fooled by the messages that's been circulated in WhatsApp these days that a new vaccine has been found in Africa or in China. It is not proved till now, so please don't get swayed away by informations like this. It's my humble request, please don't take this very lightly. If you're suffering from dry cough, high fever, sore throat, and you have difficulty in breathing, have headache or diarrhea, please do visit the doctor, because rapid rate in which the coronavirus is spreading is nowhere matched with other severe diseases like SARS or MERS. Of course, the mortality rate is very low in corona. For example, according to WHO, it is around 3.4%, whereas the mortality rate of SARS was 10% and MERS was 34%, way ahead of corona. But the way it is spread is more compared to the other two diseases, because it is easily spread through hair. So once you cough or sneeze, the droplets, right, if it falls on somebody or if it falls on an object and somebody else touches that contaminated object, also gets affected easily. So that is the way in which it can spread. So that is also the reason why mass gatherings are not allowed, and that is why government is taking so strict actions on that. So as a precautionary measure, don't shake hands. Instead, you can follow Indian style of namaste. That will serve the purpose of greeting the other person. Wash your hands regularly, preferably with a sanitizer with more alcohol content or soap. Soap is a better option for that matter. The use tissues, please throw it in the dustbin. Avoid crowds and stay at home most of the times. Always wear a mask and cover yourself when you cough or sneeze. So these are certain steps that you need to do to prevent the spread of these diseases, and stop watching TV news channels, because what is happening is it is impacting psychologically. Psychologically, you will be impacted, and it will lead to a lot of panic within the family members. As I said, the mortality rate is low, but however, precautions have to be taken. Okay. On Sunday, there was Janta curfew, and big salute to people who have followed it so strictly. So the active support of the people is very much important to prevent the spread of this disease. Apart from that, right information and taking precautions. These are the other two things that, as a responsible citizen, our active support to the government is very much needed, which is working for the larger good of the people. And at the same time, make sure that you always spread the right information, and at the same time take all the precautionary measures, which all these three things will matter a lot in preventing India to entering stage 3. Coming to the takeaways for a UPSC aspirant, if you have seen, if you've been listening to the entire discussion, I've always been pointing out at authentic sources, be it government websites like Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, or be it international organizations like World Health Organization, or institutions like ICMR, that is Indian Council of Medical Research. So this is what matters in UPSC. Refer the government websites, refer PIB, refer authentic sources, which will not only help you in prelims but also in mains as well. And the clarity of the concept should be very clear. The basic understanding should be very clear. Be objective in your analysis, and the importance of why, which becomes very much important for mains perspective. For example, you can get a question like, how could COVID-19 have an impact on Indian economy, or what's impacting the world economy per se? What measures were taken by the government for that matter? Coming to prelims, you can get very basic questions like, what is the difference between bacteria, virus? Then what are antibodies? What is the antibiotics? And difference between pandemic, epidemic, endemic, who classifies it, so uh, what is the criteria on which it is classified. So all these are prelims questions. So always have a structure. Always have a structure when you're studying any health related issues for prelims. For example, which is the pathogen, that is the microorganism that is the causal agent. For example, it can be, here in this case it is virus. So whether it's a virus caused by a virus, whether a particular disease caused by bacteria or a fungi. So that is one pointer. Second pointer can be how it is transmitted, whether it is transmitted through air, water, through a mosquito bite, or from humans to humans, or through from humans to animals, for that matter. In for instance, in COVID-19, there are no instances where it's been transmitted from animals to humans till now. And then whether a third pointer can be whether any vaccine or medicine has been found in this regard. And fourth would be what steps taken by the government. For example, in one of the prelims, like when H5N1 was in vogue, culling of the hens was one of the steps taken. So that was one of the options given. So make a structure for every thing that you read. Like for now I've given you an example which is related to health. Similarly, you can have a structure for government schemes, art and culture. This will help you a lot in prelims examination. And finally, social distancing is nothing new for a UPSC aspirant, because you've all been, like, you have been used to it. That as the exam nears, that you get into that isolation mode and start preparing, spend more time on yourself. Right, so that's very natural. Make the best use of it. Follow our 60-day plan effectively, and also we are launching the hotline, which wherein you can directly talk to me or any of my team members for that matter, and get your doubts cleared, subject specific as well as general queries related to preparation. Also, we will be coming up with current affairs classes specifically focusing on prelims examination. Finally, it's my humble request that we as responsible citizens uh, should actively support all the government actions taken, because it is for the larger good of the society. I've done my bit. I've been following the government instructions by washing my hands. I've even bought a mask for myself to keep myself safe, not only myself safe, but also my family members and the society also. Uh, so we have to take necessary precautions and always spread the right information, which is always good for the society. False information will create a lot of havoc and panic in the society. So please do not spread false information. And also this national helpline given, helpline for coronavirus. Anybody being affected by coronavirus, or anybody who wants to know more about the coronavirus, you can dial 1075 or 1123978046. Likewise, you also have state specific numbers, helpline numbers. Do visit the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and get the contact details. Thank you.